One of the really important things about X39 is that it improves the metabolism in some very, very important ways. So we think about this as, you know, what is X39 doing? It's activating the stem cells, but it's so much more than that. One of the first things that needs to happen in the process of repairing the body is the body has to have energy. And this starts in a place in the cell called the mitochondria. It's like the engine or the powerhouse of the cell. And one of the remarkable things about X39 is that normally as people age, they produce less and less energy. And by the time, if anyone that's on here that's over the age of 50 and hasn't used our products, they know that. They start depending on coffee or some type of stimulant. They need to sleep more. They get a lull in the afternoon. And this is all because the area of the cell that makes energy begins to decline in its ability to do that. Well, one of the remarkable things that we've seen in our clinical studies is X39 can reverse that process. In other words, it gets the cell to produce more energy. And this is why many people, the very first day of using X39, they say, wow, I went through the day, I had more energy, I didn't get tired, I really feel great. That's what's going on. And we've got data to support that from these studies. We also show in this metabolism data, usually when you think about this, when somebody takes caffeine, what happens? They take caffeine, they take a Red Bull, and then they get this zing of energy, and then all of a sudden they crash, right? And now they get tired, right? So that's the crash from taking these energy drinks. That doesn't happen with X39. Actually, the opposite happens. So what we saw in our metabolism data is that X39 actually reduces the stress on the cell. So unlike an energy drink, which gives you energy and then you crash, not only does X39 give you energy, but it actually has the opposite effect of caffeine. It will reduce the stress on the cell. That means you get better antioxidant production. And of course, when you have less stress, you don't age as quickly. So those are some of the really exciting things that are coming out of some of these studies. So before I go on to the next things, where actually I think are even more exciting, I'll just stop there for just a second.
Okay. There, wasn't that exciting?
What did you scare him?
What's that?
Did I scare him off? I show up and they'll disappear.
Oh, okay. That's just a little clip, Rod. You'll have to go back and watch the replay. Cool. Good to see you. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you, Renee. That's awesome. That's cool. But it's always great when David Schmidt talks, because that's, since he developed it, he's always got fascinating things to say. And I think more you can learn about how this little patch really works. It's kind of you kind of don't want to believe it, but what you were saying, Renee, before is that you feel it, right? And then you forget to feel it. I forget to feel that I have lots of energy and I can wake up without being tired and I can go throughout the whole day. I forget that. And then you go off the patch for a little while and then you realize that hey, I'm missing something now. You get used to it for so many years of being tired that you begin to think that's normal too. But yeah, so that's cool that it definitely gives more energy, and that's cool. I never knew that before, that it reduces the stress on the cells. Like, coffee and Red Bull, put stress on the cells to build it up. But if you can reduce the stress, yeah, of course you're going to reverse your age. You're going to age less quickly. It's just awesome. So we could talk about things like that, to other people, and that's great. That's great information. Cool. And so maybe next time he goes into the X39, we'll talk about the X39 after that. But it's just fascinating how they actually work together. So yeah, everybody said that they work in unison, really, X39 and the X49 together, and the X49 gives you more stamina, more muscle building capability, and more kind of sculpting your body, or more kind of enhancing your performance if you're trying to be in competition or whatever, you know. That's awesome. That's cool. So that was the review, Rod, for it was only 4 minutes long, David Schmidt talking, but cool. And Renee, what were you saying about X39?
I love it.
Did anybody check on the,
and Rod, you're good to go, Brady?
anybody check on the weight loss, the SP6, or which exactly one you're supposed to use?
I
The
didn't.
SP6 is made for like craving control.
Appetite suppression. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And a lot in
And-
conjunction with diabetes too.
yeah. And I was reading up on it, and it's really good for all of your organs, not just weight management. But when I was reading some of the science in the back office about it, it talked about they had marked results with the thyroid gland, the liver, the front and back. I think I wrote it down. Like there's 2 low or parts of your brain, and they actually had like clinical results of an improvement in the function of that. They tested 12 areas. The only area that they didn't have a marked improvement was in the intestines. So, but everything else, that the other organs that it you know was working with, it was good. I'll try to find that while you guys chat and see if I can tell you specifically which organs they tested and what kind of improvements there were. But I was reading about that. So the SP6 is good for more than just appetite suppressant and weight craving management. It's actually good to help with the health of your organs in general, which I thought was really awesome.
Okay. I better get in there and do more reading.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah, so then specifically for weight loss, I think that is worth adding that patch in that product, right? Just if you want to lose, you have a lot of weight to lose, because just being on X39 and X49 or just X39, you're gonna also lose weight. And like you said, Brady, the day it just makes you want to eat healthier for some reason.
Yeah, it is strange because, like I said, the other day instead of reaching for chips, I grabbed an orange. Last night I was eating apples.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, and and you don't normally do that. It's like, why am I eating?
Not all the time. Not like I have been the last few days.
Yeah, and what I find in general, just even the psychological effect. You put this patch on that your mindset is that you're improving your body, you're reversing your age. So now you're going to exercise more. You're going to go for walks. You're going to eat better. You're going to not eat crappy stuff just because it's the same with any exercise program. Once you start doing exercise, you kind of more focus on that, to do healthy things.
Well, it's strange because I really wasn't thinking about it. I mean, the choice was there and I reached for the good stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm feeling way better since I've been on these patches, and it's everything rolled into one. Like I'm exercising more, I'm eating better, and it slides off and back and forth, but it's generally in that direction of being healthier lifestyle.
It's so hard to get people to understand that all you gotta do is try it. No, don't, nope. Just no. It's like, what are you doing to yourself? You'll try anything else. You'll put anything else in your body, but you won't try this. It's the same old thing.
It's funny. A quick fix from your doctor, a prescription makes them feel like, oh, this is going to be something that's going to help me. And there's no disease that's due to a deficiency in chemical pharmaceuticals. It's mind-boggling that this is something beneficial that they could add on because they have to pay for it. They usually have insurance and they could pay $5 at a copay at a pharmacy, and that makes more sense to them. So maybe dollarizing it per month and, exchange that Red Bull or the cup of coffee. I don't know. There's a lot. You got to almost educate them, a drip campaign, an email campaign, get people interested and educate them. And they're like, oh, I can't wait. Every time somebody comes to visit me, I patch them. If I visit my family, I patch them. I'll give away tons of it for free because I want them to try it. And my girlfriend came from Massachusetts and she had a rash, and I was just like, hey, put this on, and it went away in like a day. I don't always get immediate results. It takes a while. Everything takes a while. How long did it take for you to get hurt in your body? Your arthritis, your bad eating habits. And it's not like that. And everybody expects it to be like that. They think it's going to be a miracle once you put the patch on. And in some cases it is, but in most cases it's not. It takes a little bit of time.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. And we were saying, and maybe we need to start offering that there's a money back guarantee. It's like 90 days. If it doesn't work, you can ask for all your money back. That's one thing. But we were also saying, I think Dee brought it up, that we're not really looking for the people that are too hard to like convince that they need to change their health. It's like the people that are already in that mindset that I need to do something. Yeah, because otherwise it's kind of crazy, but slowly dripping people with more information and better information, and maybe it's gonna click in their head that.
I found I had the best luck when you talk about a solution. Like, I use sleep, and I'm about to roll out a campaign. If it works really well, I'm happy to duplicate anything for you guys that I've already worked on. I set it up in the summertime, and then I got like 87% finished, and another project at work took me away. And I do this, in addition to the work that I do. So, I had to focus on my project. But when you educate people, there's 7 pillars of sleep, and you educate them on all the things that they have to do, and the steps that they would have to take. They're all free, but they would have to actually take action. And the consequence of not taking action, and illustrating what that is, and talking about all the different steps, giving them a bit of a framework so that they can work through one of the steps, and then offering on the back end, hey, if you wanted to bypass having to do all that, this will give you a leg up. This is like a step stool when you're trying to reach your goal. And I enter the patches at that point. So I've educated them on all the things that they could do for free, all these steps that they have to take. And it seems so insurmountable, but slowly you stopped doing all these things as you grew it into an adult, and you had a job, and you had kids, and are married, or whatever you're doing in your life. Slowly you started wearing away those things. So you can either build them back up for free, or if you want something that's going to help you, here are some patches. So I'll let you know how it goes when I roll it out. I'll definitely be mentioning things in the group, and maybe asking your opinion of things too, because you guys have such great opinions. You guys exchange such amazing information in that group. I'm always so grateful when I can be part of it. So, but like I said, just illustrating how many steps you have to take for free. And then it's like, hey, well, if you want a shortcut, this might help. It helps me for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's great. And also you can clip out some of that content you're providing people, and use that too, for sure. Yeah, and the other great thing about the patch is sometimes it doesn't take people 3 months or 1 month to see effects. If you can start seeing effects in a couple days, then you're starting to think, okay, wow, something's happening here. This is actually working.
Does anybody work with animals? I mean, I love the videos with the horses, how it says animals don't lie. From the beginning, I was taken by that, because my oldest daughter took horseback riding lessons for a while, and it just seems like a no-brainer. If that was the case, where he was like running his hands down and illustrating the pain, I just feel like I have other products that are like EMF and grounding and earthing. I'm a little earthy, crunchy gal myself, and I get to my prospects through their pets, because they can put this tag on their pet, and immediately their older dogs are a little bit more spry. They're not walking with the limp. They have a better gait. So I feel like people have barriers that, you have to knock down those barriers. And I felt like animals were a good, but anybody that I knew that had horses, they were just like, yeah, whatever. You crunchy, new wave stuff. So I just wondered if anybody here.
I think that's more Connie. She's not on, but Connie uses them on her cats and dogs quite often.
I remembered her mentioning that. And I also had, like, can you put them on the collar? I read it works if they're on the collar, which I thought was remarkable, because she said that she couldn't put anything on her dog's fur. Remember, she said that? And like, oh, my dog would go nuts if I put it on his fur. So it works on the collar.
Put it on the underside of the collar where the patch is facing the skin, though.
Oh, okay, okay, so it's still sticking on the animal, but just under the collar.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have to stick on the animal. I think I don't know, maybe clear tape or something, somehow make it stay to the collar. But where the patch.
So it doesn't matter which side? It doesn't matter the sticky side or the other side? Doesn't
Yeah,
matter?
yeah, the sticky side needs to be facing the animal. Because that's where.
That's what I.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right. But tape to the underside of a collar, right? So it
Yeah,
doesn't
put
come
like
Right.
that double stick tape on the back of the patch and then tape it to the collar.
Yeah, yeah. And then,
Does anybody reuse their patches? I have a lot of customers.
Go ahead,
I do.
Renee.
Does anybody reuse their patches? I had a couple of customers ask about that, and I have saved a bunch of them. And my husband he plays soccer, and he had a collision, and I called it a grapefruit in his leg, like right under his knee, where they collided. And I put like an octopus-looking patch system all over my head. Just saved them. I put them in an envelope when we take them off. I don't know why I did that, but I just did. And so I just figured, because I saw the guy with the horses had like 5 of them across his, looked like he was wearing like a LifeWave necklace. So I was like, oh, I've only just put on 1 per time. Like but so I made this thing and I put it on him and I taped it on him. I don't know if it worked. I mean, he was healing, but I don't know if that was helpful. But do you guys ever reuse them? Or I know that they're made for single use, because I asked Sven this and he said they're made for single use. But he said you can if you wanted to. They'll degrade over time.
Yeah.
From what I think we've had this discussion before, and someone said that the actual life of the patch once it's been activated is 3 days.
Oh.
And then, but if you wear it for 3 days straight, then of course you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And then and so yeah, you can use it. And my husband and I, we reuse our patches all the time. Like I'll take a shower and put the patch back on if I've only been wearing it like overnight or something like that, you know?
Oh, mine make it to the shower in my bath. I take a lot of nice and detox baths, really hot.
Yeah.
I did that about 3 days. That's really awesome. And I know that Sven also said that it's like acupuncture. If you leave the needle in, eventually the benefits are going to wear off. So that's why it's a 12 hours on and 12 hours off. So
Yeah.
I like that 3-day thing though. I mean, I never heard anything like that besides Sven saying, yeah, sure. You know, they degrade. And if you're in the sun, I know that degrades them really swiftly and to keep them out of the sun. But the water hasn't really done much of them for me so far.
Yeah. And then I'm just reading in one of the LifeWave groups on Telegram, someone said that she was having an issue with her skin sensitivity and the patches. And so she said someone posted that the patches are effective on both sides. So today she's using surgical tape to hold them in place, and she'll let us know how it goes. So to me, that means that even if you're putting the patch on your animal's collar, if you put the sticky side to the collar, it would seem like it would still work, because that's how I'm translating they're effective on both sides. I don't know if she meant both sides of the body or just both sides of, but to me, I read it as both sides of the patch. So maybe sticking the sticky side to the collar and then just having, because the collar is still gonna like heat, their body heat is still there. So I don't know, you could try it. Let us know how it goes.
Right. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of keeping it on, keep it, it not coming off, the pet, your dog ripping it off or whatever. That's what's right. That's the purpose of using the collar. Because I've also heard someone say that they have some of their dogs wear like clothes, jackets,
Right.
whatever, you put it on there. And then also, Potato has tried it on his horses and he's had great results with it. We'll have to get him back on and talk about, because it's been a while now, right? And he's won the endurance race several times in the States. So he's one of the top guys. He's won that cup a few times. So he has a lot of horses, and he had a horse that was a problem with what's it called, like foaming at the mouth. And he's had all kinds of vets in there trying to figure out what was going on with his horse, and it was going on for years. And he put the horse patch on, and the horse was better in a day, and they couldn't figure it out. So, and what he said it turned out to be is when a horse is in pain, that's what happens. They start getting saliva in their mouth. Anyway, I let him talk about it. and see, that was a few months ago to see, but he saw the results right away on his horse. So that's good news. We'll have to get him back on. Cool, but I think that's all exciting stuff. And that's, what's the horse, the animal patch called? It's AccuLife. Right?
AccuLife.
Yeah, AccuLife.
Yeah.
And just for animals. And that would be the same one you would use on your pet, right? Not just horses.
Right.
Yeah.
Really?
Isn't
I
that
thought
true?
you would. I don't know. I know I've heard Potato said he used somebody said they used X39 like on their dogs.
Yeah,
I
you can
didn't-
use those on pets also.
I always thought
Yeah,
that AccuLife is,
my own
horses are pretty big.
Because the horses are large. That's what I thought. But
Yeah.
I thought the X39 was for the dogs.
Okay.
Dee, can you
Cool.
send the Telegram, the LifeWave Telegram group link in the chat? Or I'll give you my email if you don't have it handy and you can send it to me. I didn't know there was a Telegram one. I don't really get on Telegram that often, but I would read LifeWave stuff.
Yeah. I will put it in the chat, the name of the group. I don't know how to send the link from my phone to my
I don't know how to do that either. So Telegram is different. Every time somebody sends me a Telegram something, I'm like, I have a Telegram, so I think I can join. But if you're not a part of the group or invited to the group, it doesn't work. So I was like, my brain's already full with all this other stuff. I'm gonna stick what I know. You know?
Yeah.
I'm getting old,
You and everybody else.
right?
Yeah.
It's serious. Like, there's so much happening, and I really want to try to keep up. LifeWave is, I use it every day. My husband isn't really a true believer in a lot of the stuff that I try to do. And, he doesn't really say anything necessarily negative, but he's probably pretty healthy. So he's not feeling the benefits, I guess. I don't know. I just really want him to have more of a result, and I'm patching him every day. We are doing 3 p.m., putting them on and then taking them off. He gets up to go running around 3. And I'm on the West Coast, but I still do a lot of work on the East Coast. So sometimes I get up around then too. So that seems to be a time frame where we can't forget, we can't miss it. I have an alarm set that says phototherapy. So 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. or a little bit longer. Do you guys have a certain schedule that you keep that is successful? I know that I was all over the place for a while, and I just knew I needed the patch on. So if I forgot it, then I would put it on. And
Yeah, I put it on.
Mine's just get up, and when I go to bed, I take it off. It's not it's not 12 hours exactly.
Okay.
But I don't think that really matters.
Put it on in the morning, take it off at night. And sometimes I forget. Sometimes I forget to take it off. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night realizing, oh shit, I better take it off because I'm not feeling, I'm feeling a bit energetic. But maybe
try that.
Go ahead.
If you put that, if your husband uses X39 when he goes running,
yeah,
for
that's
the
what
first time, I can guarantee he's gonna feel a difference. You'll
Thank
feel
you.
it.
I really know not one thing. I saw X49, then I saw there's a bundle, and I'm like, oh, I have the chat is so active in I use Facebook Messenger a lot for work, like just to communicate, so it's not all in my text messaging. And so you guys are always there. I'm always clicking on to see what's going on. I'm like, I'll click on the links that you guys send. When I saw the X49, I'm like, I can't. My brain, I have to finish the project that I'm working on. We have I've got this amazing review software for small businesses, and it's really been exploding. So I had to really work out the sales funnels for those. I'm like, I don't want to know what X49 is yet, because I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing in progress, because I'm just going to turn to that. But if it helps him when he goes running, finally
You
make a
need
believer
to
out
get
of
Tom
him.
on there. Tom needs to say a word about X49.
Yeah,
He's
we'll
been
have
using
to
it
do
a while.
We'll have to do a call with X49. And and Renee, just order some and try them. You don't have to know what they do. And, right.
I ordered 2 X39s per month because my husband and I have both been using them. So, and I have a little bit of a stockpile from when the month and a half that I stopped, just to see, are these patches really doing it? Because I have all this other healing modalities that I use. I just have to say, you guys, so I mentioned earlier that I stopped, and I noticed that there wasn't anything wrong. I wasn't like, I just noticed that I wasn't running up the stairs when I was late. And that's not that I'm late all the time, but when I get to the top of the stairs, I'm like, oh, I just ran up here. And the reason I noticed it is because I always have my hair down, health issues, your vitality. When you lose vitality, your hair and your nails are like the last, to get any vitality. So my hair it's gotten thicker and thicker, which is great, but I leave it down. And when I was running up the stairs, I noticed that there was a breeze on my neck and I couldn't figure out what that, oh, it's a sensation I haven't felt in a long time. And it was from running up the stairs, which was great. I had a lot of skin and muscle issues, and the skin issues have healed up. I mean, I was crazy on my arms for years and years and years. And I still have this spot on my back, this abyss. It's like, looks like the shape of my lungs. So it makes me wonder if it's like a message, because your skin's your largest organ. It's always communicating. But I noticed when I went back to the X39, like when I went away, it was small. It's like almost leather. It's really creepy. And I'm so upset about it. I live at the beach. You know, I literally, a 3-minute walk to the bay, a 15-minute walk to the ocean. I should be able to be like, you know, free, but I'm always clothed. So the spot was getting smaller. And I noticed when I stopped, the spot started getting like red in the middle, and it was feeling like leathery again. And I'm like, ah, and I started putting them on, and I'm noticing it. My consistency, my 3 p.m. consistency has been great, but the spot is getting smaller and smaller. I can't wait to show you guys a picture of my back one day, and you'll be like, Renee, yay! I'll be so thrilled. I'll be so thrilled. I don't know what it's necessarily. I know that's helping my stem cells. I don't know exactly. In all my organs, everything is working well. I healed to that point for about 4 years with all the other healing modalities I do. And I added these patches, and I was like, I think this might be good. So I love them. So X39, my ears are open now. Thank you.
Try it. Yeah. Just try it. And from what I understand, you can wear them both at the same time. X39, X49, just in different spots. And just if you, so either just wear X49 or wear both, you know, if you've got both. And then try that for endurance and see if there's a difference there. I haven't tried them yet, but everyone that has, it's awesome. So,
Yay. All right, good. Thanks for the feedback.
Yeah, cool. Right on. Okay, we're down to our last minute or so. That was amazing. It's great. Always great talking about product and health, because there's so much excitement around it, and it always spurs.
It's always nice to have a whole group too.
Yes, that too. Yeah, isn't it a difference? Yeah, and thanks. Suzanne, she said she couldn't be on camera, but it's always great to see her here, and Rod also. I know he's always, and Tom too. Tom's been on several times here, so that's cool. You know, and people come on as they can, you know, and that's great. We're here all the time, so I think it's great to.
And that's why I was so grateful. I mentioned it in the chat, just in case anybody else is feeling the same way. I'm grateful that you guys continually post it. Every time I see Kickstart, and I look to see if my 8 o'clock meeting is going to be on, and today they were like, oh, I got to cancel today. I was like, yes. And it was like 8:03, 8:04. And I was like, I wasn't sure if you're going to let me in, because I know that we have like, you know, our meetings were pretty rigid. You know, you don't get there at 7, which is 4 o'clock my time. You're out. So I was like, I'm going to roll the dice. So thank you guys. Thanks.
Yeah, awesome. It's great seeing everybody. Great talking. Thanks to David Schmidt. And awesome. Okay, we'll see you all tomorrow. Have a productive day.
Have a great day.
Yeah,
See you later.
Bye.
Bye now.
See you, Rod. See you, Suzanne.